Messi versus Ronaldo. Who had the better season? Okay, let's start by putting a caveat on this. Literally, nobody's talking about it because both of them arguably had fairly bad seasons by their
Average
standards.
seasons.
Yeah, fairly average
Average,
seasons
average.
by their standards. And of course, before we get into that debate, we wanted to kind of have a quick chat about because we're recording this at the night that Argentina win the finalissimo. Italy versus Argentina, the
Finally,
Euro.
what? What was
uh, so
another competition that was just thrown into the fray by these organizers who are
I
just
mean,
hungry to make more
that's
money?
really what an anti-Messi or arguably Ronaldo fan. I mean, that's typically the two camps, right? But that's what they're calling this as. It's just a trophy in there, and I don't know where I stand on this. It kind of feels like a Community Shield or like a European Super Cup because it's a one-off. It's not like an actual tournament. But then again, it's like you had to win the Euros to get into this competition, and then you had to win the Copa America to get into this competition as well. So
Let's not call this a competition though, because this is a glorified friendly, to be very honest. Like, I mean, you win the Copa, you win the Euros, and then they decide, oh, we need to make some more money. Let's just display all 22 winners out on the field, and whoever scores one random goal or two, we'll just hand them a glorified trophy, which does not make any sense. I I've not heard about this trophy in my 30 years plus
I
of
mean,
existence.
the last time this trophy had a winner was I think in 1983, if I'm not mistaken, when Maradona was still playing for Argentina, and Argentina won the last edition of this competition. And the one before
My
that was
parents
against.
weren't even married then.
But I mean, well, I don't know whether you say unfortunately, but technically this trophy does count into today's debate because we're going to break this debate down basically three parts. Oh, sorry. One is, of course, trophies, accolades. One. Number two is the individual performance for the player in the season, and number three is their impact as a whole on the team that they played with. Karthik, why don't you start off on the trophy end? Because yeah, I'm definitely weak on that side on this way.
Right now, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to play the Europa League with Man United. That statement makes me so happy. Apart from being, apart from this debate, that statement makes me way too happy. Way too happy.
I don't know.
I
That's
just
like
wanted to flex on
Yeah, that's like
that.
double trouble for you, right? Like double delight for you, rather. Both United and Ronaldo.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Okay. So, do you want to go over trophies? Then I
I
think
mean, there is not a whole lot
what
to go over for United because they have not won a single trophy this season. Their only claim to fame this season was somehow managing to get Europa League despite losing on that final day, thanks to West Ham not keeping up their end of the bargain. And obviously, I mean, you know what to say about Messi, right?
yeah, he's on the league, and I think they also won one more French competition, if I'm not wrong.
No, not
I
this season. That
forget
was
the name.
Yeah, that was last season
No.
that they won the French
Oh,
Cup. So only the one
oh,
domestic
okay.
competition,
So
and of course, if you
it's
want to,
1-0.
yeah, if you want to
Yes.
count the finalissimo, I guess you can count that as like half a trophy as well. But yeah, coming down to the individual performances, because this is where I think Ronaldo does really shine. 6 goals in the Champions League in 6 matches, which is incredible. 18 goals in the Premier League, despite how poor United were. Ronaldo was pretty much in that race for that Golden Boot up until he had a couple of injuries as well, and who
For a
knows?
while.
Just
Yes.
yeah. So incredible on that front as well. 18 goals scored in the league. I think 3 assists. His assists were also all in the league as well. So 21 goal contributions in a league. Not when you compare to people like Heung-min Song and Mo Salah, they're definitely hitting that 30 goal and assist mark again. So not
They're in a
quite at
different
that
league
level.
altogether right now.
Uh,
Yeah.
but for a 37-year-old forward coming back into the Premier League, that is pretty much as you can ask for, right? I mean, Zlatan Ibrahimovic had pretty much a similar impact at his age. So again, there is no reason to say that Ronaldo had a
He
bad
won
individual
the
season.
he won the league with a ruptured ACL, so Can you imagine that? To be very honest,
We should talk about that separately.
he's on that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think on individual performances, I think Ronaldo has to take the cake, because he's done his part. As you can always say in a team, like he has done his part. The fact that United are poor should not fall on his
Well,
shoulders.
well, if the argument has always been about it, then I mean, we all know who's more individualistic and who's more of a team player. So I don't even need to put a point forward because you've already pointed that out. I'm not taking sides here. I should be taking sides, but it's a team sport, right? I would think you would want to look at it at that perspective where you can do your bit, but if the team isn't doing well, that's not. I mean, that is on you as well because you take the blame for the team and you also enjoy the victories. I mean, it can't be this way where you could just say that, oh, I just hit my goals and assists, but why aren't you doing anything? This is not an individual job per se, right? So season wise, yeah, obviously Ronaldo's got better stats and probably performed better across the league and the Champions League. I think for Messi's first season in a different league, he's done pretty well. He's got 14 goals. Oh, sorry, 14 assists. Yes. He's got 14 assists and 6 goals in the league. Quite less compared to when you look at his Barcelona figures. But he's, I think this is the first time he's playing in a different league after his youth career. So, okay for a 35-year-old.
Yeah, but I mean, the other caveat is that, I mean, Ronaldo Premier League considered probably the best league, and Messi
Definitely.
Liga not in the top, not even in the top five leagues. Do expect more from him there.
Fifth,
Yeah, okay, fifth,
more or
barely
less.
squeaking in there. So yeah, by that margin, I mean, even by that comparison, Ronaldo has performed better in a better competition versus Messi, who's performed.
Definitely.
So yeah, so I guess that's where Ronaldo definitely picks up some gravy there. And yeah, last bit, I think you can say Ronaldo probably has a little bit to talk about here as well, is overall impact on the team. Now, even though I'm supposed to defend Ronaldo, I'm going to kind of go on the offensive here against him a little bit as well, because even though he's kind of kept himself up and running, scored the goals, I do genuinely believe that him being in the team did impact the development of some of the other players. I mean, they already had Edinson Cavani, who's seen more
We
game
spoke
time.
about that as
Marcus
well.
Rashford has been very hit and miss. You could argue Jadon Sancho maybe has struggled a little. I don't know whether that is exactly Ronaldo's fault, but definitely a player that has dipped this season quite remarkably is Bruno Fernandes. Not had the best season, and it seems too much of a coincidence that he has his first poor season the year that Cristiano Ronaldo comes into the club. So
Probably because he also shared penalties with Ronaldo. So,
eh, so there is an argument to be had that Ronaldo did have a great individual season, but that's because he probably took a lot of goals away from other players who would have otherwise scored those goals, maybe. But I mean, you cannot argue that he single-handedly dragged them into the knockout stages of the Champions League. Nobody ever expected him to get even that far, given the league form that they had. And again, very decisive victories. The hat trick against Tottenham Hotspur, a hat trick against, I mean, Norwich, not the hardest opposition to beat, but a couple of hat tricks in the Premier League this season as well, which is more than he's scored in his career in the Premier League up until that point, which is again incredible to think that he only had the one hat trick in his original spell at Manchester United. And he's come up trumps for the team when they needed him. He's got home points. He's not scored the fourth and fifth goal in a victory. He's often been the decisive goal when he has scored. He's definitely had a much bigger impact on this Manchester United team than I'd argue Messi has.
for this season, definitely yes. Messi's not really made so much of an impact on all areas of the pitch. But what I'm really looking forward to is next season when The front three is now definitely set. Last year was filled with uncertainty, with Mbappe probably going, not going, the rumors flying in across the season. I mean, that is a disruption, right? Now, at least they know for a fact that he's there at least for 2 more seasons. So I think that is the push PSG now need to go all out for the Champions League. I think that's what they're going to do. I'm not certain how competitive of a manager Pochettino is to manage far too many egos in this team, but I think Messi has it in him to maybe deliver one big season. One big season, they get the Champions League, and I think the debate settles once and forever.
Yeah, I mean, that's all ifs, buts, and maybes for now for the 21-22 season. I think it's safe
Right.
to say that Ronaldo definitely has had the better season, at least as an individual performer. Not adding any silverware,
True.
but at least he can take away the Filter Coffee Football Prize for having the most impact, having a better season compared to Messi, if that makes any difference at all. But yeah, let us know your comments down in the. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you think had a better season? Who do you think was the better player? Which team do you think had like really needed that player the most? And yeah, like, share, subscribe as always, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.